Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to Modern Day Problems with Marky Mark and Will Wright. Today's topic, Mark, go ahead and drop the bombshell on what we talking about.
Red flags to look for if you are dating from a male's perspective, right?
Yeah, we're going to do from a male's perspective. I want to definitely do, well, for this segment, let's do male perspective. And the next one, we'll talk more in detail from a woman's perspective as well.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
So I guess like to kind of kick us off a little bit, like thinking about like if you're dating, right, or you need to begin dating and looking for somebody, right? What are some of the red flags to think about? Well, is it a fake account that you're dealing with, right?
right,
Right? Is
right,
it is the person legit? Is the person gonna, I mean, rob you and bring other people with her, right? Like,
right,
I mean, who knows, right? It's
right.
just, I think those are the things, just kind of generalizing of what it could bring, right?
Correct.
So,
And being online, you got to make sure that the person's authentic, the person's genuine, the person, everything that they're saying behind that keyboard when you're chatting, you got to make sure everything
right.
that you're looking for, first and foremost, that person checks off on those boxes. Because people,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I've learned is that people can put on facades and people can conceal their
Yeah.
true identity, their true intentions, what
Right.
they're looking for, and and it happens on both sides of the coin. So
Right.
I don't want us to sound like we're being sexist or being one dimensional in the sense of just pointing out from a male's perspective, because again we know men that do this as well to the females. So
Mm-hmm.
just understanding what, first of all, you know what you're looking for in the term of your partner, your mate, and things of that magnitude. So if someone doesn't fulfill or meet those, I hate to say it like this, but meet those expectations in the sense of you're ready to shut that app down,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's a red flag in itself.
Right.
Because do you want to date a person that has 3 kids by 3 different men?
No, definitely not. That's, I mean, you know what? And I'm not saying it's not okay, but that's just for me. I don't think I would want to do that. Like, that's just, I don't know. It's giving me this sense of feeling that this person obviously may have jumped around, but you know what I mean. Considering that the individual could be a little older, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that's something negative, right? And I'm not saying anything wrong with that, right? I mean, that could coincidentally happen, right? It really could, for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reasons. Um, I just, I don't know if I can't even say if it's a red flag. I think for me, it's more, I kind of would be against that, right? Because I got to deal with three different like baby daddies, right? Like I wouldn't want to sit there and have that drama. I think, you know what I mean. And
Absolutely.
most of it amongst the three, and I'm just guessing here, like one of them is probably going to be drama. It's never easy, right? Anyone that you've dated that's kids, usually, unless the other parent isn't in the life of the child, I think it's just kind of, it leads to drama, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I dated like women with kids too, and but the other parent wasn't in their life, so I was the only father figure for those kids, right? So I feel like for me that wasn't like a red flag or anything like that, right? It was
Correct.
just like, hey, I can be that sole person in their life to help them become better.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
And you want to be a constant. So it's like now, if let's say for example, you love to travel, you have hobbies you like to do, but now you want to incorporate your spouse in that. So
mm-hmm.
if now again you got 3 individuals with 3 different fathers, now you got to plan and schedule daily, weekly,
That's right.
monthly, visitation, your trips. Like it's at the end of the day, you end up really just sacrificing your livelihood and your happiness
That's right.
for someone who, in the past, unfortunately, made decisions that truly weren't beneficial for her. But now, because now you've accepted her, you have to accept the package deal.
Right.
And I think more people become disgruntled or become um, resented to their partner if they're in that situation, because if I marry you, I want to make life's experiences. I want to enjoy
Mm,
life experiences with you. I
right.
want us to
Right.
create memories. Like you can't do that when you got multiple. baby daddies that
To
you
deal
got to
with.
deal with.
Right.
Like it's just not humanly possible, and quite frankly, in a lot of cases, it's unfair to the individual that doesn't have any kids but willing to accept. It speaks kudos to that person's patience.
Right.
Kudos to that person's willingness to want to be with that other person.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, we meet so many people and talk to so many people that are unhappy because they feel like they've sacrificed what they've wanted and what they feel they deserve. Now they've brought on a whole nother ready-made family where you got to deal with three other personalities.
Right.
And if you really analyze and assess it, like I can see from a mental perspective how that could be mentally challenging.
Right. No, I mean, I 100% agree with you. I think, but I'm not. I guess I don't want to make it seem like that's a bad thing, right? I mean, there could be legit circumstances of why that happened, right?
Right.
Whether it's I don't I hate to use this one, but like whether maybe they were with someone, they passed away, and then basically that led to somebody else, and then after that could have led to one more person potentially, right?
Right.
I don't want to make it seem like it's a bad thing, and I think there are circumstances where that has happened, but then there's a question of the individual. Is the individual going to be good to you or are you going to just be that next person, right? You know what I mean? That's kind of like I'm definitely, if I found myself in that position, I mean that's just not something I would want to visit at this point in my life. I would definitely, kind of like want to make sure that, like you said, like I want to live. I want to basically have experiences. I want to travel, right? And trying to do that with that kind of setup, I just don't think that I could do the things that I would want to do.
Yeah, more than likely you can't. Like it's hard. Like you got to juggle, and you talk about different schedules, school. Then it's just so many different variables that you have to incorporate in order to ensure that it works where it's exciting and mutually beneficial for all parties involved. So, realistically, again, like you stated earlier, it depends on how that came to pass. But as far as just walking into that type of situation,
right?
For me, it would probably be a hard, solid no,
right?
Because I know I'm very impulsive. I know I love to travel and things of that magnitude. So it's complicated when you got to factor so many other people
into this equation, right?
Into the equation.
Right.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about how to create those phenomenal opportunities in dating with everything that's going on.
Cool. All right, thanks.